Introduction. On July 20th, 1969, humanity achieved what 4 centuries had been the realm of myth and imagination. 2 astronauts set foot on the lunar surface. The Apollo 11 mission fulfilled President John F. Kennedy's bold 1961 pledge to land a man on the moon and return him safely to Earth before the decade's end. This report traces the origins, execution, and lasting significance of the first moon landing. 1. Origins of the Apollo program. Geopolitical context. In the early 1960s, the United States and the Soviet Union competed not only in arms and ideology, but also in scientific prowess. The Soviets scored early space firsts, launching Sputnik in 1957 and putting Yuri Gagarin into orbit in 1961. In response, President Kennedy committed the nation to lunar exploration as a peaceful demonstration of American determination and technological leadership. NASA's formation and early steps established in 1958. The National Aeronautics and Space Administration rapidly organized programs to develop expertise in rocketry, human spaceflight, and long-duration missions. The Mercury program proved that humans could survive and operate in space. Its successor, Gemini, mastered rendezvous, docking, and extravehicular activity, key skills for lunar missions. 2. Designing the moonshot. Developed under engineer Wernher von Braun, its flawless launch record became central to Apollo's success. Saturn V launch vehicle. Its spider-like design enabled a vertical landing on the moon and powered liftoff back to lunar orbit. A cornerstone of Apollo was the Saturn V Raketa 3-stage, 363-foot-tall behemoth, capable of sending 100 metric tons toward the moon. Command, service, and Lunar Module's Command Module Columbia housed the 3-man crew during launch, Earth-Moon transit, and return. Service Module carried propulsion, electricity, and life support systems, but was jettisoned just before re-entry. 3 minutes later, the first stage separated. 9 minutes after launch, the spacecraft was in Earth orbit. Lunar Module Eagle consisted of descent and ascent stages. 3. The Apollo 11 crew. Neil A. Armstrong, mission commander, chosen for his steady temperament and piloting skill. Armstrong and Aldrin transferred into Eagle, undocked, and prepared for descent. Edwin Buzz E. Aldrin Jr., lunar module pilot and a veteran of Gemini 12, responsible for navigation and surface operations. Michael Collins, command module pilot, who remained in lunar orbit aboard Columbia. With roughly 25 seconds of fuel remaining, he declared, "Houston, Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed." 4. Mission timeline. His famous words, "That's one small step for a man, one giant leap for mankind," echoed globally. Aldrin joined him 19 minutes later. Together, they collected 47.5 pounds of lunar samples, deployed scientific experiments, and took photographs. Launch. At 9:32 a.m. EDT, Saturn V lifted off from Kennedy Space Center. Translunar injection after 1.5 orbits. The S2 second stage reignited, sending Apollo 11 on its path to the moon at over 10,000 miles per hour, following trans-Earth injection. The crew splashed down in the Pacific Ocean on July 24th, encountering jubilant recovery teams. Lunar orbit and Eagle separation. It inspired generations to pursue careers in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. On July 19th, the spacecraft entered lunar orbit. Descent and landing in 1972. Expanding scientific ground truth and exploring diverse lunar terrains, including the lunar highlands and deep craters. Apollo experiments seismometers, laser reflectors, and heat flow probes, advanced our understanding of lunar geology and interior structure. Facing boulder-strewn terrain in the intended Sea of Tranquility touchdown zone, Armstrong manually guided Eagle past hazards. And current Artemis plans all trace their lineage to Apollo's achievements. And the next man on the lunar South Pole? And establish sustainable exploration as a stepping stone to Mars. First steps, 6 hours later, Armstrong descended the LMS ladder, ascent, and returned the scientific legacy, technological advancements. And cultural resonance of that July 1969 touchdown continue to shape space exploration and inspire wonder about what lies beyond our home planet. As we stand on the cusp of returning to the moon through Artemis, the giant leap of 1969 remains a beacon guiding our next steps among the stars. After 21 hours and 36 minutes on the surface, the ascent stage lifted off, redocking with Columbia. 5. Scientific and cultural impact. Scientific discoveries. Lunar samples revealed a surface rich in basalt and anorthosite, offering insights into the moon's volcanic past. Technological spin-offs. Apollo drove innovations in computing, materials, science, telecommunications, and even medical devices. Global inspiration. Televised live to an estimated 600 million viewers, the moon landing transcended national boundaries. 6. Legacy and continuing exploration. Subsequent Apollo missions. 5 more Apollo missions. Landed astronauts on the moon between 1969 program conclusion and beyond. Budget cuts and shifting priorities ended Apollo in 1972. However, the International Space Station, the Space Shuttle program, Artemis and the future NASA's Artemis program aims to return humans to the moon by the mid-2020s. Land the first woman. 7. Conclusion. Apollo 11's moon landing represents one of humanity's greatest achievements. It showcased our capacity for collaboration, courage, and ingenuity under immense pressure.